Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to another Mixed Media Tuesday. Today I'm going for an art journal page and I'm working on my watercolor 6x6 journal. I'm starting my page with a pattern paper and this is just one that I had in my stash, just a very neutral in color so that I can create whatever I feel like on top of it. This is just a step that helps me when I don't want to work on top of a white page. Now I'm just mixing two colors of distress paint, and you can do something similar with any acrylic paints that you have. Completely randomly, I'm just adding some color. At this stage, I only thought that I want to use my own collection, the one that I designed for Spellbinders, the whimsical houses, as my focal points. So I wanted to create something for the background that is not blue, since blue would be the normal background to use for the back of the house. So I thought let's do something completely different, and that's why I'm just playing with these colors. I will link exactly which colors I'm using down below in the description. But you see the background is pretty much covered up. However, you can see some of the lines and the patterns here and there. And it was a great start, especially when you are feeling kind of overwhelmed from white space. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the next step, which is always a little bit of stamping. I picked this stamp set by Tim Holtz. It's a very old stamp set, but I absolutely love it and I go back to it again and again. I'm going with one of the alphabet, and I'm going to stamp that with black archival ink in different areas. This is going to add something interesting at the background. And at the same time, by doing the stamping, you just stop looking at the imperfections of the coloring. So if you didn't like some brush strokes or some blending or how you covered up the background, you will see that the moment you do the stamping, somehow everything comes together. And just like always, I do the stamping with my fingers. I'm not using a stamping block. That's because I don't want to have the perfect impression. Now I grabbed one of the stencils from my Tim Holtz collection, and I'm just going to add some white. I want to somehow break that orange color at the background. And I'm going with volume paste. You can use any texture paste for this step. And I absolutely love this stencil. It's one of my favorites because it adds some interest without overwhelming the page. Just to break that color, this is perfect. So I am always get asked about how I clean my stencils. I do have a tray which is full of water just next to me, and I just throw the stencils there until I finish with the project, and I can just go ahead and wash my stencil. That makes sure that no paste or paint is going to dry on top of my stencil, and the washing up is going to be super quick and simple. I did add some black ink on top by adding some splatters here and there, and now I'm going to darken up the edges. I'm using a dark brown ink, ground espresso I believe, and I did use black soot as well on the edges. And now I'm going to go ahead and bring in my houses. This is my whimsical village collection that I designed in collaboration with Spellbinders. I did share videos making cards, but I think those houses deserve a page in my art journal. After all, when I designed this collection, I had art journaling and mixed media in my mind as well. So it is a collection with houses and whimsical blooms and other elements that really work together beautifully for creating mixed media and art journaling too. So what I did here is cut out the houses, and I cut out many of them to have many on hand out of white watercolor paper. I used black cardstock to back them up, and now to bring everything together I'm using one of the text stamps from the same stamp set as the one that I used for the background, and I'm randomly stamping on top of my houses. So this is a little detail that brings everything together, the background with the houses. Of course, I'm not going to use all the houses, but you can definitely go ahead and go crazy. And I always like to have more on hand for my composition later on, since at this stage I don't know exactly how many I want to use. I ended up using mainly blues and greens for my houses, and I even mixed up those colors in some of the houses as well. And for the roofs and the windows, I just went with white. And I'm inking up the edges here with brown, the same brown that I used for the edges on my background. So this way I kind of bring everything together, and it brings that tint of brown on the houses, which is going to help for the whole composition to look coherent. So all I'm doing here is just sticking the windows inside the gaps, and I just, like I mentioned before, I just went with white for the windows and the rooftops. So this way I don't end up with a very crazy page, but really with a whimsical village you can definitely go with crazy color combinations. It is going to give you a completely different vibe. So I want to kind of ground my houses somehow, so I'm using this corrugated cardstock. I'm just tearing off a piece and I'm going to stick it down at the bottom. Then you can decide how you want your houses to go on top. You can have them in a row, like one next to each other, or you can stack them up one behind the other, and you can get completely different looks if you switch up the composition of the houses as well as the colors, of course. So I'm going to audition a little bit, try to decide what looks good, and then I'm going to go ahead and stick everything down. Now this is another die set that I designed for the same collection. It's the Whimsical Blooms. I cut out for this page only some leaves to use, but you can definitely combine them with the houses. Just because these flowers are funky and big, they are going to turn your composition looking even more whimsical. And I did share a video where I made these cards. If you want, you can check it out and get inspiration for your own art journal page. Now I am going to ink up the edges just a little bit again with the same brown, trying to bring everything together so it's not just bright white there. And I'm going to stick the leaves here and there. Again, I didn't want to go with the flowers for this page, but only with the leaves. And I promise I will share another art journal page using the houses with lots of those funky leaves, with crazy colors just for fun. So now I am going to add a little bit of that white over my corrugated cardstock because it was looking too clean. Now it feels like it is it came together with the rest of the page. I do have this fabric. I'm going to cut out a ribbon and I'm going to stick it at the bottom just to add something different, a different texture, and make it even more interesting. And that's how I like to add my ribbons. I always like to use neutral colored ones. I feel like they match perfectly with everything. And then I'm going to add even more leaves because I thought, why not? I did have them cut out already, so sometimes I just don't want to throw them away and I stick them on my pages. And then from the same collection of my Whimsical Village, I do have this stamp set, and this stamp set gives you not only sentiments that you can use on cards, but also lots of quotes that can be used on art journaling. So here I went with home is where your heart is. I just stamped that on white cardstock and I'm cutting it into 3 separate pieces. I'm using a fine black marker to outline the quote. I even did some sketchy lines along the border of the houses, and if you want to add some shadows, you can definitely go ahead and do that with a blending brush. This is going to help the houses look more dimensional, as if they are popping off the page. Now I did add some white splattering that I forgot to film, so don't worry, I didn't forget about that. And then I'm also using my black pen to outline the page and create kind of a fun border. And this is the final touch. I'm going to call this page done, and I'm super happy with the outcome. You can see here some close-up photos, and down below in the description, just like always, you can find the links to everything I used. Don't forget to like and leave a comment. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you had fun and that you got inspired.